confused by your math homework assignments? Stop stressing. Post your questions and get free, on-demand step-by-step solutions by math experts. Help for kindergarten through calculus. Join now and accelerate your math success with the Math Success Quadrant, a math help community hosted by Limitless Math.
Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for being here and engaging with us. For those of you that are new here, my name is Tori. I'm a National Board Certified Math teacher with over 15 years of experience teaching math from kindergarten to calculus. And I am also the founder of the Limitless Math program, helping you accelerate your math success. Before we begin, let me know where you're viewing from. Please drop your state or your country in the comment section. Also, let us know what math course you are currently taking or what grade you're in, and make sure you participate and engage in this stream. The more you participate, the more likely you are to win. If this is your first time here with us on a live, drop a 1 in the chat. And if you are viewing the replay, make sure you drop #replay down in the chat in the comment section so we know that you're viewing the replay. Remember, replay viewers also have a chance to win the giveaway. We always have one live winner, one replay winner, so make sure you let us know that you are viewing the replay. So yesterday I put out a post asking you your burning questions about math, your frustrations. Thank you so much guys for the tremendous response. But if you did not get a chance to comment on that post and to let us know your questions, please make sure you post those now. We will try our best to work them into the stream and get those questions answered. Also message you with answers to those questions. So please drop those now. If you didn't get a chance, let us know your burning questions. What frustrating math problems are you working on right now? Now remember, we need 100, yes, 100 comments on this stream so that we can announce that prize winner and winners at the end. So 100 comments, guys. Now, guys, you see the title and the topic for this stream. We're going to get started. Hurry up. Make sure you grab you some paper and pencil. I'll be using my handy Limitless Math graph paper journal to be taking notes during this session. Make sure you have your materials, and make sure you like and share this video with your friends and anyone it can benefit. And after you do that, we're going to get started. Let me know you're ready by dropping any number between 2 and 100, any positive integer. That's a whole number. Any positive integers between 2 and 100, drop those in the chat now, and I will know we are ready. Let me see some numbers, guys. Drop those numbers. Any number between 2 and 100. When I see those numbers, I'll know we're ready. Let me see them. 2 to 100. Post them now. Drop your number. All right, guys, let's begin. To the whiteboard.
So this lesson tonight is all for the 6th through 8th grade students. And we're going to start with a lesson on an easy way to solve equations. An easy way that students can understand 6th through 8th grade how to solve equations with a method that I call the table method. So you can see we have an equation on the screen that most students probably would not like to see. We have 6 equals a over 4 plus 2. And traditionally, we teach math, we say, okay, equations have to be balanced, and you need to do the same thing on both sides, and you need to get the variable isolated. And all of that is true. You're going to do that, but I'm going to show you a way that will make it a little bit easier for you to go through the process and solve for this variable a. All right, so I do call this the table method, and I'm going to draw like a table here, like a T-chart. On top, I'm going to have my variable and an equal sign. And by the time I get finished, my answer is going to be right here waiting for me. Okay, so it's going to be set up so that when I get finished, my answer will be right there at the top A equals whatever it's going to be, okay? So let's get started. On the left side of my table here, I'm going to tell the story of what happens to this variable, okay? And I'm going to do that just basically following what happened to the variable in the equation. All right, so let's look at it one step at a time. I have my A right here, okay? The closest thing to that A is this 4. I'm asking myself, what happened? What happened to this A? I see there's a fraction here, okay? And we know fractions mean division. So what happened here? This A was divided by 4. And I'm just going to write that down, telling the story of this variable. It was divided by 4. So I just put that down, okay? So I can check that off. I've taken care of the 4. I put that in my story over here on the table. Moving on to the next thing that happened to the variable, then I see we have added 2. I see a plus 2 right there. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the story as well. Plus 2. And now that takes care of everything that happened to the variable over here. Right, nothing else happened. At this point, we're down to just equals 6. Okay, so I am getting ready to cross over to the other side of my table now. See equals, that cross over to the line to the right side. All right, and it equaled 6. So I'm going to put a 6 right here. Okay, so now I just need to work my way back up my table to get to this final answer. All right, follow these steps. It's going to be really easy. I have a 6 here, and I'm going to do the opposite of what I see. I see plus 2. I'm going to subtract 2. Okay, 6 minus 2 is 4. So that takes care of that line. And then I just move this 4 up right here. So whatever I get on that line, I move up to the next line. And I do the opposite of what I see. It says divide 4, so I multiply by 4. And that gives me 16. And there's no more work to do, no more lines to go to. So I'm at my answer. A must equal 16. And that's how you solve an equation using this easy table method. And we can check our work to see that we're right. Simply put 16 in for A. So we have 16 divided by 4 plus 2. Does that really equal 6? Well, let's see. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 plus 2. Well, that is 6. So you can see this easy table method works. Okay, let's do a few more just to make sure you can understand this procedure, but you're really doing the same thing that you would do in traditional math. It's just a little bit easier to organize and understand when you create this table and tell the story of the variable. Let's try another one. I have 9x minus 7 equals -7. And I am once again going to set up this table to make it easy for me to solve, starting with my variable on top, which is x, and equals. Remember, on the left side of the table, we will tell the story of what happens to the variable. So let's look. What is happening to this x? The first thing I see is a 9 directly beside it, okay? That's multiplication. That's 9 times x. So the first thing that happened was this x was multiplied by 9. So I'm going to put a little multiplication symbol there. Times 9 was the first thing that happened. After that, I see we have a -7, so we can see 7 was subtracted. I just put that down. You're literally reading it and writing it over here in the table, okay? So you're not really thinking at this point. You're just looking at the equation, seeing what's happening, and recording it down in the table, okay? You can see nothing else happened to the variable on this side of the equal sign, so we've taken care of everything, and it says equals -7. So remember, we cross over and we put that value that it was equal to, that -7, on the other side. And now we're ready to actually do the work of solving this equation. So now we're just doing the opposite. I see subtract 7, so I'm going to add 7. What's -7 plus 7? That's going to be 0. Okay. Take this value, bring it up, and then do the opposite. 0, instead of times 9, we will divide by 9. And 0 divided by 9 is still 0. But there's no more work to do. The next line going up is our answer, so 0 is the answer. X equals 0. That's it. That's how simple this process is for solving equations with this easy table method. And once again, you can check your work. 9 instead of an X, plugging in 0. Is this really going to come out to equal -7? Let's see. 9 times 0 is 0. And 0 minus 7 is -7. That is correct. All right, we're going to do a few more, and I want you guys to be working along with me to make sure you can actually do this table method for our 6th through 8th grade students. Follow along. We're going to move on to problem number 3. Let me know, guys, as we work on these problems, if this method is helpful for you. Is this helping you at all learning this table method? Okay, so this equation, -4 equals r over 20 minus 5. Our variable is r, putting that at the top, r equals, okay? All right, we do need to tell the story of this variable, what's happening to it, what went on in this equation. Okay, so it's the first thing you see that happened to R, okay? And I appreciate those comments in the chat. Keep them coming, because when we get done with this lesson, we are going to move on to the giveaway, and you will need 100 comments to unlock the wheel of 100. So make sure you are commenting and participating. So we have R over 20 in a fraction. We know that's division. So R is being divided by 20. And next we see a -5 right here. And that takes care of everything on that side of the equal sign. And we're going to go over the line equals, and we're going to put -4. Okay, are you ready to start solving this? You have it all set up in your table? Let me know. We've got it set up, and we're going to just do the opposite of what we see. So the opposite of subtract 5 would be add 5. Okay, and you do have to know how to add and subtract integers. And if that's something that we need to work on, we will definitely cover that in one of our free sessions this December. So -4 plus 5 is a +1. Take this 1 up. And what are we going to do to it? The opposite of dividing by 20, which would be multiplying by 20. That's a nice 0, isn't it? And 1 times 20 is 20. There's no more work to do. If we go up one more line, we're at the answer. So R is 20 for this problem. That's our answer. And we're done. See how nice and easy that is. You can check your work. You could check your work by substituting 20 in for R, but it is correct, okay? So let's go on to another problem. We're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna see about this prize, okay? So let's do a couple more. This one we have V plus 9 over 3 equals 8. That's our problem we're going to solve, okay? Still using our table method. Draw your table. Variable on top, which is V this time. So V plus 9 over 3 equals 8. Let's tell the story of this variable. What's the first thing that's going on here? This V is being added to this 9. So I'm going to put plus 9. Okay, then we have this like fraction bar, and we know that's division. So it's going to be divided by 3. And that's everything over here. That takes care of all that we need, okay? So then it equals 8. Cross the line, put an 8 right here. Now, we're ready to solve. You go ahead and solve. I'm going to kind of go slow here. Maybe you can have the answer. Drop your answers in the chat for me in the comments. All right, so 8, instead of divided by 3, we multiply by 3. That gives us 24. 24 comes up. And remember, you're doing the opposite. You saw plus, so you're going to subtract 9. So we have 24 minus 9. That's going to give us 15. And that completes our work. V equals 15. How many people got that right when you worked it out? As you went through, did you get V equals 15? Are you sure that is correct? Can you check your work? Do we know how to substitute our answer in to make sure that it's correct? Okay, excellent, excellent. Last problem coming up right now. Last one. Show me that you understand how to do this. We have negative 9x plus 1 equals negative 80. Table method. Come on, we're going to draw this table. We're going to put our variable up top, x equals. Hopefully this is getting easier for you as we go through each problem. And I hope that you're understanding and that this strategy of the table method is helpful for you. Okay, so let's tell the story of this variable. What's happening here? We see that it is multiplied by a negative 9. I know that because they're side by side. That's multiplication. And this 9 is negative. So make sure you write that, record that down, multiplied by a negative 9. Next, we add 1 plus 1 there. So we're going to just record that down as you're literally reading it from the equation and writing it down. No thinking on this part, just read and write. Record exactly what happened. Tell the story. Okay, equals negative 8, so we're going to cross the line, negative 80, excuse me. So cross the line, put equals negative 80. You don't have to write that equal sign. Not sure why I did that this time. You take that off. You just need to cross the line there. Negative 80. Okay, now we're ready to do our work. You're going to do the opposite of what you have on the left side. So negative 80, it would be minus 1. And that's going to equal negative 81. And guys, this is just using those integer rules that you should know. And like I said, we can go over that in one of the sessions if that's a topic that your 6th through 8th grade students need help with. But negative 81. And then you bring that up here, negative 81. Do the opposite. It says multiply by negative 9. You are going to divide by negative 9. So negative 81 divided by negative 9 is positive 9. Okay, so gotta know those rules with negative numbers. And there's no more scratch work, so x is positive 9. Okay, how many people got that right? Let me know in the chat, in the comment section, if you got that last problem correct. So proud of you, those of you who are here on the live and working with us now. Also for you guys watching the replay, hopefully this is helpful and you're getting these problems right. Okay, so this is the lesson, guys. This is an easy way to solve equations using table method for our 6th through 8th grade students. Okay, we're going to take a quick break right now so you can see about the prizes. And then when we come back, we have a few questions that were submitted that we're going to address in our Q&A time right before our giveaway. So stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. I hope that you are excited about tonight's giveaway. Just keep commenting, keep participating so we can unlock that wheel of 100 for that prize giveaway tonight. So we did have a few people respond to the question that was put out there. What's your frustration with math right now? What are some issues you're having in your 6th through 8th grade math courses. And the response was ratios. So we're going to take a look at ratios now during our Q&A time for a few minutes, and then we're going to move on to the giveaway tonight. Thank you all again for being here. Let's take a look at ratios. So number one, it says the ratio of tomatoes to red apples. And I'm just going to stop right there because it's important to know the two things we're comparing in our ratios, right? Tomatoes to red apples. Order matters. And before I start writing any numbers, I need to pay attention to what it is I'm talking about. Tomatoes to red apples. So let's put T for tomatoes, R for red apples. Tomatoes came first, so I'm going to go ahead and put them on top. Tomatoes to red apples, okay, is, okay, equal to 2 to 5 or 2 over 5, right? You can change any ratio into a fraction. Just make sure you put the order in the right way. So tomatoes was first, so this 2 is going to be representative of tomatoes. So just make sure you keep that straight, okay? Then it says, if there are 20 what? Tomatoes, how many red apples are there? So we're going to say equals 20 needs to go with the tomatoes. And remember, that's why we place this label out to the side so we can clearly see which one is which. 20 needs to go on top because it's 20 tomatoes, and on top is where we have tomatoes written. So we want to keep all of that straight. Now we have how many red apples? We don't know, so I'm just going to put a question mark there. For our 6th grade students, 7th and 8th grade students, you already are introduced to variables. You can put an X, or you could put the R if you'd like to. So we have 2/5 equals 20 over an unknown, and we need to solve for this amount of red apples. And we know a lot of times we cross multiply and divide when we're talking about ratios and proportions. What do I mean when I say cross multiply? Glad you asked. So we're going to multiply on the diagonal. Okay. That means something on the bottom is multiplied by something on the top in the other fraction. That's cross multiplying. So we have 5 times 20. That should be a times. It looks crazy. Let's back up a second. Okay, 5 times 20. That equals 100. You got it. And then we divide this value by the number that was over here, by the other number. So dividing by 2. 100 divided by 2. And if you don't like the fraction setup, you can write it with the division symbol, but you need to start getting accustomed to the fraction format because as you move on into high school, fractions and division, same thing. Okay, so our answer here is going to be 50 red apples is the answer. Okay, hopefully that was not too bad. We're going to do some more just to make sure this sticks because this was something that was brought up as a question for our Q&A time. Please, they said, help us with ratios. So we're going to keep going here. Number 2, the ratio of berries to oranges is 10 to 1. Okay, so we need to label. We need to label the items that we're talking about here. Berries to oranges. Berries came first. So B for berries, O for oranges. Okay, and that ratio is 10. So that means berries is 10 2 or over 1, 1 for oranges. So keep everything straight in order. Then keep going. If there are 25 oranges, so this time 25 is oranges, that goes on the bottom because that's where the oranges is written, okay? Question is, how many berries are there? So that's your setup. And the setup is what's really most important. A lot of students, once you get the setup correct, you can solve. You know that you're cross multiplying and dividing, but you have to be able to read these word problems and then set up the problem correctly. I say go in order, step by step. Make sure you read what items you are comparing, berries to oranges, put it in order, and then make sure you put the numbers in the correct spot. So let's cross multiply. And this time it'll be 10 and 25 because you're cross, it has to be diagonal. Those are the only two numbers you have that are diagonal. Okay, so we'll have 10 multiplied by 25, which will give you 250. And then you need to take that answer, 250, and divide it by this other number. In this case, it's a 1. And you know, anything divided by 1 is just the same answer. So 250 divided by 1 means our answer is 250 berries, okay? 250 berries is the answer to number 2. All right, hope that's getting easier. We're going to keep going here. Let's take a look at 3 and 4. All right, number 3, the ratio of potatoes to turnips. Potatoes to turnips is 1 to 1. 1 to 1. If there are 473 potatoes, writing it up here, how many turnips are there? Okay. Now, of course, you can do the math. You can cross multiply. You can divide. But let's think about this. You can use some mental math here. 1 to 1 means for every 1 potato, there is 1 turnip. Like they're going to be equal. You will have the same amount of each, see, because you both have 1. So it doesn't matter how many potatoes there are. Whatever that amount is, that's exactly how many turnips it's going to be without me really doing any calculations. Just knowing 1 to 1 means their amounts are equal, okay? That will, kind of save you some time. You can work smarter and not harder. But of course, setting it up and calculating it, you'll get it right too. We can go through, cross multiply, and divide, and we're going to get 473, okay? But if you can recognize that this is 1 to 1, then you can say, oh, well, they'll be equal no matter what. Even if it's 2 trillion potatoes, I don't have to work that out. I know it's 2 trillion turnips. So just be on the lookout for things like that to save you some time. All right, guys, let's do one more for ratios, and then let's get to this giveaway for tonight. This is the first free tutoring session for December. So excited. Our 6th through 8th grade students tonight for the very first free tutoring of the month and our very first giveaway. So let's look at question number 4. The ratio of pears to green apples. Pears to green apples is 1 to 3. So 1 for pears, 3 for green apples. If there are 150 green apples, 150 green apples means I need to put it on the bottom with the green apples here. How many pears are there? So we have it set up correctly. Let's cross multiply. 1 times 150. All my highly skilled mathematicians out there know that 1 times anything is just itself, 150. Last thing you want to do is divide by this number. So 150 divided by 3. And that should come out to be 50 pears as your answer for number 4. Okay. All right, guys, so that is the Q&A on ratios for you. Remember, 6th through 8th grade comes up again on December 15th and December 29th for free tutoring. If there are questions or frustrations or issues you're having in your math class, please make sure that you send us a message on any of our social media platforms so that we can incorporate that into our Q&A time. Also, guys, if you need one-on-one support during this month as you prepare for the end of the grading term or to get ready for final exams, we are offering free one-on-one tutoring sessions. You can sign up for that at bit.ly/free in all caps, capital FREE, lowercase tutoring. Okay, again, free tutoring one-on-one if you sign up at bit.ly, all caps, FREE, and then tutoring is lowercase. Okay, all right, I hope you guys have been commenting, and we're going to be checking here in just a moment to see if we have 100 responses in the chat so that we can unlock the Wheel of Hundreds. So we're going to be checking that right now and getting to the giveaway. You guys have been participating so well. Thank you so much for being here and participating in the live stream for the first night, helping our 6th through 8th grade students. So our giveaway today is going to be our Limitless Math graph paper notebook. As you can see here, it is a large print, standard 8.5 by 11 paper, and all of the pages are graphs. So you can take notes neatly, but you can also put those graphs that you need to draw using these grid lines. So yes, that's what it is for tonight's giveaway, 100 pages of our Limitless Math graph paper notebook. So if you have not yet, please make sure you drop your numbers, whole numbers, 2 through 100. 2 through 100 in the chat now. Please don't repeat anything that anyone else has already dropped. Put those in the chat now, wherever you are watching from. And we are getting ready to spin our Wheel of 100. Okay, so you're probably asking, why is it 2 through 100? Why not 1 through 100? And I'll tell you why. Because I say this all the time. Anyone who has been a former student of mine knows that highly skilled mathematicians don't write ones. We don't write ones. So that's why you don't see ones in front of coefficients, in front of variables and things like that. We don't write ones. We're going to start at 2. Come on now. So 2 through 100, drop those numbers in the chat, and we are getting ready to spin the wheel. congratulations, whoever has placed 83 in the comment section. You are a winner. Our moderators will be going through on all platforms to check and see if we have an 83 posted, and we'll follow up with you to get that prize to you. Once again, thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for watching on the replay, and we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, our schedule is trig, pre-cal, and calculus. So if you know anyone who needs help in that, please let them know. We'll be posting in just a second the schedule for December, so you'll know which nights to attend for the math course you're taking or your children are taking. But for the entire month of December, free math tutoring in all math classes, kindergarten through calculus, and also free one-on-one sessions if you register at bit.ly/free, that's capital FREE, lowercase tutoring. All right, guys, have a great night. See you tomorrow.